Hey, this is Ryan with the Every Dad Podcast, and if you are listening or watching this podcast, you need to know that we're going to talk about some things. So we're talking about Santa and all those things. So if your children are listening, you need to know that we talk about Santa, all right? I don't know any other way to say that. I don't know any other way to give you heads up. We are talking about Santa and some other things as we discuss Christmas and families on the Every Dad Podcast. So this is your disclaimer right now. If your kids are listening, kids are watching, we're talking about Santa.
What's up, everybody? Ryan isn't able to talk at this exact second. Welcome back to another episode of the Every Dad Podcast. First of all, I would like to give credit where credit is due. Shout out to What's Up Media, Highland Park Baptist Church, Sola Coffee Bar.
We're not in Solar right now.
Yeah, but you
we're
still shout them out.
Shout out
They've
to
given
Ryan
us a
Tucker
lot.
for letting us
Shout
use
out to
his office.
Ryan Tucker and his office.
I don't know if I've ever had a shout out, so I just did my own.
I shout you out all the time.
Where?
Literally everywhere. Sometimes just
because? Like,
out loud.
so tomorrow when you come in the office, I just want you to go, hey, shout out to Ryan.
Oh, I'm going to hit you with a garden
and just
party.
Just
Ryan Tucker and Pee-Pee Halpert.
Just say a bunch of like really cool things about me.
I will, and I do.
Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you.
Sounds like words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Your love language.
You missed some people.
Who'd I miss? It all happened so quick.
Alexa's doing our photos.
Alexa Atkins, photos
Manager
by
Lex.
Alexa.
Yeah.
Managers by Alexa.
And then Devo.
Peyton Huckabee.
Peyton Huckabee doing
she does our social media.
Yeah. And then
LLC.
Devo doing the editing and the producing.
Yes, and the family photos.
And the family photos. We look for those later on Every Dad Instagram. So,
man, we're glad to be here, huh?
we are, man. It's so good. And
it's almost Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
No, not.
We got a little bit. So, so we're in the holidays, right? Like, I think we even recorded our last episode, like, right before holidays. And, you know, we kind of get confused on what episode's going to air when. But there were a few episodes ago that you were not here. I don't know when's going to play what, but we're glad that you're back, Blakey boy.
Glad to be back again.
Back again. You know, there's
We're glad that you are back now that you're back again.
You know, so we are in the middle of the holidays. Y'all got big plans coming up, like, for the holidays? Are you traveling?
I'm not going anywhere.
You're staying right here.
I did take my twins two of my kids to North Carolina, Hickory, North Carolina, to see their great granddad, my granddad, 91 years old. So we have a picture now of 4 generations of Clarks.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. It gets crazy. So yeah, that was kind of our holiday. That was kind of like post Thanksgiving, pre Christmas traveling. So we're not gonna do any traveling. It's been hard. This is gonna be a great transition. Not that we have to do it immediately after this statement, but into our conversation with Five. Just trying to build our own culture. You know, we've always been that family that travels, that loads up, goes because somebody else is doing Christmas,
right?
And, you know, now we're kind of slowing down a little bit, starting to ask the question, you know, what do we want our culture to be in our house? So that's kind of not traveling this time.
You going anywhere?
Splitting both families, going to Tallahassee and then straight to Destin or Shalimar. So
it's not like super far.
No, it's pretty easy.
Yeah. So if I wanted to see all family, it would be 9 hours, then another 7 hours, and then it would be.
See, we're right in a sweet spot. We're just as far enough away. We feel like we're in our own world, and we're close enough we can go visit whenever we want. Yeah. So, kind of right between both families.
We're not going to travel either. We had family come in for Thanksgiving, which is good. Got to see both sides, and you know, so we're not going to travel. I'm doing a wedding. I had a wedding last weekend. Doing another wedding right after Christmas. So we got some other things, and so we couldn't really travel this year, but. The church keeps us pretty busy. You know what I mean? So,
I do.
You do. You understand.
I do know what you mean.
Yeah. So
in a good way.
Do you like the holidays? Like, do you like holiday time?
That's a really good question.
Like,
very introspective question, because statistically, the holidays are either the greatest time of the year
Yeah.
for a person,
Yeah.
or the most dreaded hateful time of the year, because it either reminds them of how wonderful their family
Yeah.
is, or it reminds them of the contrast and the lack of reality to expectations. So I am
I don't.
I am one of
I
those.
legitimately don't know where you're gonna go.
I'm
with
one of those. Me neither. I'm one of those. No, I like the holiday. I just said it can't be both. I like the holidays. So it's man. I am
this. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's
Ask
good.
a
I'm feeling
question.
a lot of things. So there have been extremely wonderful holiday seasons in my life. There have been extremely low holiday seasons also in my life. Those have been, I think, 100% self-inflicted. So I have nobody to blame except for myself.
Okay. So do you like Christmas or are you a Christmas or Thanksgiving person?
I'm not sure how that's a question.
Do you like Thanksgiving better, or do you like
who likes Thanksgiving better?
I'm just asking a question, man. Because here's
I'll tell you who doesn't
Here-
like Thanksgiving better. Blake.
evidently because here's my philosophy on Thanksgiving. There's a reason we eat that food one time a year.
Yeah, you know what, dude? We got
Because it's
into
not
a
that-
groove. Talk about family traditions, and I wish would have lasted longer than like 3 years or whatever it was. There was a period of time a couple years ago where we'd go to Tallahassee for Thanksgiving, and we would have wings and oysters. We said enough of the turkey and ham.
Yeah.
We're just gonna get
why'd that stop?
I don't know. My brother moved away. We had a kid. That's what it was. It's my fault because we had Danny.
You can fix it.
Yeah, I got to
Hey,
bring
you
it back.
tell
Well,
Pooch
and now my wife, so Ashley, she all of a sudden magically, we used to just go out, an oyster bar and grab a bunch of oysters. We'll not eat oysters now. So part of having a baby is you just randomly lose your preference for certain foods. So oysters is off the table for her. Really unfortunate.
Well.
Yeah.
Catherine loves oysters.
I don't like them. I can't stand them. But I do like Christmas. Like I really do. People say I'm a Grinch sometimes. I don't.
Who says that? Has
My
anyone said
wife
that?
and other people around here.
The people that know me the best.
Like I don't. I'm not. Yeah.
The people I'm with the most during Christmas.
That's funny.
People I
don't
work
think
with,
you're a
people I
Grinch.
spend most time with, call me Grinch. No, like I'm not big on like decorations, and I'm not gonna like make a big deal. I'm not gonna wear the sweaters. I'm not gonna do the, the whatevers of Christmas. But I like the gift giving. I like getting gifts. I like playing trying to figure out what I'm gonna get. Like I love to snoop.
You a peeker?
Oh, absolutely. Like I love to snoop. Like think about it. Like here's my philosophy. If you snoop, there's the thrill of snooping, right?
I love that.
So hang on. There's the thrill. This is gold right here. Write
telling you,
this
this
down.
is brilliant.
There's the thrill of snooping. Then there's the excitement of finding what you snooped for. And then there's the anticipation of about, hey, I'm going to get the thing that I just snooped on and found. So there's three things there. Christmas morning, it's just like anticipation. Oh, there it is. I got it.
You should.
Here's a great story on
you would
this.
Love robbing a bank.
So when Ashley really forced me into a proposal, like I really wanted to,
Do you want to rephrase that?
yeah, I do.
Okay.
She
you
was
like
way
try
more.
again?
She was way more mature, way earlier than I was, and knew what she wanted, and was not mincing words about it. And I was the dummy that didn't know what he was doing and was stalling for no good reason whatsoever. If I would have done the right thing, I would have ran as quickly as I could to a ring store and bought her a ring. So there's my recovery.
At the end of the day, it worked out pretty well.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I knew I was going to propose to her like right after Christmas. It was like December 27th or 8th. I don't remember exactly, but I had it all planned out. We had the ring, everything. And she said months before Christmas, I don't want a single thing for Christmas if it's not a ring. Like,
She said that out loud with
yeah,
her words.
like we're getting married or we're not. Like you need to make it
love that.
like figure it out, sort of thing. Like put me on the spot. So okay, am I going to be a man or not? I got her an air fryer. Thought she was going to love it, knowing in the back of my mind I'm proposing right after Christmas. So I thought it was good timing because it was like holidays. Totally missed
love
it.
this
She opened this air fryer in my childhood home, where I am so excited to share it with her. I've got so many memories. Before she opened the box, I said, "Hey, I've got something for you." Went off into the room, grabbed the box. The look on her face was like, "This is not going to go well." I put the air fryer in front of her. She rips it open one time, says, "I knew you were going to get me that. That's not what I wanted. I told you that's not what I wanted." and
Were
was
your parents around?
I think we did no. So
So
she
just
didn't.
y'all.
She
So just
at
a
least
moment,
did not make a scene in
Right.
front of my parents about it. But in that moment, I was like, I'm an idiot. Like I probably should not have timed it that way. So and I was like kind of upset because she was ungrateful, and in the back of my mind, I knew what was going to happen. But that
Right.
wasn't fair to her because
Right.
she didn't know that was going to happen.
Right.
So I don't know how that came up, but
Because
I loved that. If you need to talk to someone, I can help. But
I got a girl that knows what she wants.
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I have a snooping story. I think everyone should share one. This was before. This is going to show you how long ago I snooped. I learned my lesson.
I'm just glad we're not using the term peeking anymore.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. Gosh, I love this podcast.
I do too.
Snooping is it's a fun word to say. It's kind of like it's like guacamole. I mean, if you don't have fun saying guacamole, you're saying it wrong. But I think snooping is a good word. So, no, I was snooping. I found myself snooping one Christmas, and I opened up the box that was under the tree, and it was a trilogy. It was The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King. And I was
I thought there was a
absolutely
movie called The Lord of the Rings.
beside myself. It is called the whole story, the narrative is The Lord of the Rings.
My bad.
And then those are
Sorry.
the three parts that make up
It makes
the Lord
sense.
of the
I got it.
Rings.
I smell what you're stepping. I
And
got
the
it.
Lord of the Rings, by the way, is Sauron. But anyways, so they want to spoil that for you. So I open it up. I am beside myself, right? Because the movies haven't even come out yet. And in my childhood mind, I have like the first copy ever of all of the movies. And I'm telling all of my friends before Christmas, before all of them. What do you think those were? They were the books. And I was immediately, it was the worst. It was the worst.
The coolest snooping story that we had when I was a kid, we would wake up in the middle of the night and go snoop, like on Christmas Eve. Well, we had foster kids at the time. So when I was growing up, my parents had foster kids, and one particular Christmas, we had a brother and sister that were staying with us, and they got to experience Christmas with us. And so we all kind of stayed in the same room. And Christmas Eve night, like, we get up and we walk down this long hallway, and we go to our living room because my room was in the back. And so we go to the living room. We kind of snoop at the presents. As we're walking back, I remember like this kid's name was Tommy, and I get back to my room and the sister goes to her room. Well, I'm like, I couldn't find Tommy. Like, I didn't know what happened to him. My dad was standing in the hallway in the dark, had picked Tommy up and covered his mouth and was holding him. And so when I turned the light on, my dad standing there holding Tommy, like because he knew we were, like, freaked me out, but still didn't stop me from snooping. Like,
Right.
to this day, I will still snoop.
I love
the
that.
things that my wife gets me. Like, she does not have anything delivered to the house. She delivers everything to her office. So I have to be a little bit more creative on how I do that. I'm not going to give my secrets away, but I really.
Ashley came to me yesterday and said, "Hey, can I have my Christmas present? I need to cook this certain whatever it was she cooked." Like, so these really nice pans that I bought
Do
her.
you buy her appliances and dishes every Christmas?
No.
No? Okay.
No, but she was overdue for some. Let's get into so I don't think we're ever going to get to the topic we want to.
Sure
I
we
do
are.
want to ask this. Did you do Santa Claus with your kids? Or are you doing them with yours?
Ooh.
So we were careful how we did that. Like,
I think a lot of dads would be curious about this maybe.
yeah, so we,
This is good.
this
might be the topic.
I don't remember ever believing in Santa Claus, if that makes sense. I don't ever remember believing that was true. And then my parents never said, "Hey, this is from Santa." So we kind of did the same thing. So my wife and I, we didn't stop our kids from believing in Santa, but we never said any of our gifts are from Santa.
Sure.
We're like, "Hey, mom and dad bought this. Hey, so-and-so bought this for you." Like, there were no presents that came. We didn't leave cookies out. So, I mean, we never said, if our kid would have asked us if Santa is real, we would have said no. Like, we wouldn't have lied to them. but we never. I don't know.
I believed.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
And I remember I cried when I found out that Santa wasn't real. My brother was a year younger than me. I think if my brother asked a question, my dad was like, well, no. And so he ended up telling the truth. And my brother was like, I knew it, and just got up and walked off. And I like melted. I was so upset.
Lost it.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm good. I'm okay now. But,
You're good now. Yeah. So growing up, we did do Santa. We do not do Santa in our house right now. It's a personal thing. We don't feel like that's, prescriptive of how everybody should do it, but we do not personally do it. The way that we have kind of communicated that to our children is that Santa Claus is a game that people play in their house, and that it's up to each parent whether or not they want to play it. And new development story to go with it, it's also up to the parent to tell the kids, each kid, whether or not they're going to play the game of Santa. And that came, without using names, from my older two, just very recently breaking the news to their cousin that Santa was a game.
Yeah.
So we should probably put a disclaimer now.
Yeah.
On the beginning of this episode, because I've had multiple kids tell me.
Oh no!
I've had multiple.
Think about that.
I've had multiple kids tell me that they watch.
Well, what age? What age kids?
I'm old enough
we
to
probably
talk.
need to do. Yeah, we probably need to do something. That's a good call. Yeah.
Don't watch this if you play Santa. In your house.
We're not planning on it. That's something Ashton and I have talked about a lot.
Yeah.
To your point, I think it's a parent's decision, but I do think that we believe there are potential challenges with. I mean, the scripts are pretty similar, right? He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows everything about you, when you're good, when you're bad, and But now I think in some ways Santa teaches like conditional love, right? You get gifts when you're good, you don't when you're bad. So I mean, from a 4-year-old's, 5-year-old's mind, that's one way how they're learning love to some degree, potentially, but also. Aside from like the whole reason for what Christmas is about too, because it is could be a distracting thing potentially, but I think the bottom line for us and where we made our decision was if we're gonna push teaching them or encouraging them to believe in some created magical figure that they can't see, does it make the conversation more difficult? Oh, hey, Santa's not real, but Jesus still is.
Yeah.
Like that's where it is for us. It's like again, I grew up believing in Santa Claus. I'm a Christian now, so it's not like it doesn't happen. But the point is like we don't want to make those lines blurry if we can help it. And so, hey, we lied about this one, but you can really believe this one. That's the challenge.
But
I think
it's weird because I believed in a tooth fairy.
I was just about to say tooth fairy.
Like I don't know why, but I couldn't fathom how that happened.
I'll tell you how it happened for me.
And I got something out of the drawer at the house when I was little, and there's a thing of my teeth there, and my mom had kept them, and I'm like, did Tooth Fairy give these back to you? Like,
Tooth Fairy said no thanks.
she's like, think about it, Ryan. I'm like,
Put
I'm like,
put the dots together. You're 34.
yeah. So
What do you mean?
yeah. That's a great question. That's probably a really good conversation, and we really need to have a disclaimer on this. So if you are listening right now, we apologize if we spoiled anything.
If we ruined Christmas
we'll go
for
back
your
to the beginning of
kids.
the episode. We'll
Sorry.
give you a disclaimer. But yeah, that's a great question. So what about travel? Like, how do y'all manage, family time around the holidays? Is it a big deal? Is it not a big deal? Like, it's hard for us to do that, and we've had to be. I'm sure we've had family members upset with us because we can't always be there. Luckily we have very gracious family members who understand what we do, and it hasn't been too much of contention, but we've had to have those conversations among our family. And so is that something that you guys struggle with? What's maybe some of the best methods to kind of work through that? as dads.
Just be honest up front.
Yeah.
I mean, I think obviously when you get married, certainly when you have children, you are establishing your new family. So, my in-laws don't dictate what we do for our family, in terms of traditions and my parents don't dictate to me or Ashley what we do. So we want to make it work. You want to be accommodating to the extent you can, but if you're stringing yourself out there or you're creating tension within that core family unit with your wife and your kids, like if you're in an unhealthy spot, at the end of the day, like as a man, you might have to just make a difficult decision and have an honest conversation with whichever side of the family it is. I mean, it's up to you as a husband and a wife to do what you believe is best for your family and for your children. And again, I'm fortunate we're in a position where we can accommodate that pretty easily because we're within 2 hours of both, but that's not the reality for everybody. And I don't know if it's natural let's just assume both sets of families are great, which we have. It feels more natural to lean towards my wife's side of the family for whatever reason. It's just, maybe it's a bigger family. There's more going on. And I've noticed that with a lot of my friends, it just feels like the wife's family typically gets, their daughter come home more often than not the holidays. So luckily I have a daughter. I hope that trend continues, but I don't know. So that'll be my response.
Yeah, and
I guess.
I like that being able to have conversation. I'm a planner, and so like when we have to plan out several months in advance our travel, we have to plan out those things, and so being able to at least trying to have those conversations early on about the holiday kind of makes it a little bit easier, not having to work around it the week of or the week before, because sometimes for us that's very difficult. But so I think you're right, being honest about the time, being honest about what your plans are and what your schedule is, being able to talk through that in a calm way is pretty valid. So
it's hard. For 21 something years of my life,
right,
we had Christmas at my parents' house, and all the family came to my house growing up, right? And so when that changes, it can be difficult to go through.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a lot of wise things there, sage wisdom.
This is not an easy thing to get through for
truly,
a lot of people.
I think truly the only thing I would add, I think being honest up front is really, really important. I think just truly though, being okay with, the responsibility that you have, to kind of create that. And then once you do have kids, it's going to be even harder because your grandparents want, their grandparents want to see them. They long to see them. And obviously there's some exceptions and some reasons and, different things, but in your normal, just kind of like run of the mill case, like, for us, I'll say there's been two primary reasons that we have intentionally made the decision to start to stay home. Hasn't been like unanimously, just to be honest. And all of those things we've been able to kind of talk through and different things, but we wanted to kind of create our own culture with the size of the family that we do have. So family of 7. And so, like for Thanksgiving, we were very intentional. We wanted to go all play a big family football game. And obviously it didn't quite look like, football with how young some of them are. But just establishing, like we tried to make the actual prep stuff that I think unfortunately a lot of people just get so caught up in that they miss the family. Yeah. We tried to kind of streamline as much of that as humanly possible so that we were available to be present, to actually go to a park and just play together as a family, on that day that's meant to, kind of commemorate how thankful you are and the things that you have. And then, same thing for Christmas. One of the other things, the second reason, I guess, so family, wanting to kind of create our own culture, and 2, wanting to include an environment that we can bring some intentional hospitality into. Just feel like there's always people that don't spend Thanksgiving in a healthy environment. And so like this Thanksgiving, we got the opportunity to invite someone, that wasn't going to spend Thanksgiving with anybody else. And we got the opportunity to be a part of.
That's really cool.
Bringing them into that. And we plan to do the same thing for Christmas, and just kind of looking around. And that's extremely helpful, and it's extremely important for, I think, our boys to see that there's people, they belong around our table. And so and not a luxury that you have, at somebody else's house, but I think a very, very important picture for our family. And that's just something we've always personally wanted to do.
Yeah.
It's impossible to accommodate everybody when you've got big families involved, but I do think there's something kind of nice about the chaos of family, right? It's sort of like nostalgic. You think of Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and all the family's over and it's just nuts. And I don't know. I think there's something kind of charming about it in a way too. Like I don't want to be a recluse and just keep everything to ourselves. Like I enjoyed as a kid growing up and having all the family around.
Yeah.
No matter how, it might have been really chaotic for my parents to handle having people over, but I'm glad that they went through that too, because I have great memories of being around all these various family members. And
I haven't been the best at it. I can be honest there, just because location has really hindered a lot, and I haven't been the best at it. And if I were to go back and redo, or go back and go, hey, if I could give one piece of advice to somebody that's going to be in my situation, I would say, hey, the time that you do have, make it very intentional. And I know that's, very simplistic.
Do you mean like put in the effort to make it work?
Well,
what
I'm
do you
talking
mean?
about the time that you're actually physically with them, right? Like, put in the time to make it work.
So just enjoy every moment of it.
And, try to do things and have those conversations. And again, I haven't been the best at that, and I'm not the greatest at that, and I will own that. But if I were to go back looking and doing some self-reflection, going, hey, I could be way more intentional with family and moments and time. And again, I'm not the best at it.
Christmas does have a weird way of giving you a benchmark. Like it's kind of like your life ticking a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I remember knowing when my grandpa passed away, he was very sick and pretty much knew it was going to be his last Christmas, right? I just remember thinking really hard, like, this is the last Christmas I'm going to have with him. Or growing up and, I'm moving out or going to college, like, this is the last Christmas I'm going to, have when I'm in this house. Like, it is like a sort of a marker on your life a little bit. Yeah. I look at it, that's how I see it, at least.
Now you got me thinking about it.
I've never really thought of it that way.
So like Danny, her first Christmas, it's just like each year it's just like, man, it's a reminder to me of how quickly this thing is going by.
Yeah. So you're telling me that at some point in the future, I'm going to have a last Christmas with my boys while they're living in our home? No. Okay. But also, yes. I don't like it. But yeah, it's true. It's important.
Anyway, the reality is holidays can be rough. Holidays can be a little chaotic, and it's okay to take the time for the family. It's okay to talk about it, be honest about it. It's okay to, every family's different.
Every family is different, and I'm going to say one thing that always resonated super deeply with all of the students across all of the schools we got to impact during Next Gen. Every family is a broken family. And why do I say that? Because I think we have the tendency to think that everyone else's family, like it's our family. Like, why is our family like this? Everybody else's family is... No, everybody's family is broken. Everybody's family has things, because anytime an imperfect people get together and try and live life, it's going to be imperfect. And so, we have so much to be thankful for. And I think, I think perspective is a huge thing in that, instead of looking around and going, well, this person's that way or this person's that way, or why this or why that. Yeah. Go, man, what are some ways that I can be a part of bringing life and bringing joy and piecing different things. And I think the holidays is a super valuable opportunity to do that. If you go into the holidays with some intentionality and you go, man, yes, I know about what's going on between these two family members, right? But what are some ways that maybe I could even, be a part of helping or bringing together or reconciling in some subtle ways? I just think it's a great opportunity.
Why are you so spiritual, dude?
Not, man, that we just miss. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that we miss sometimes.
Everybody's got that one family member.
Who is?
And I think I've figured out, like, I'm him. Like I'm that one family.
Everybody's
member.
got that one person. Not us. It's great.
It's I think it's me. Like, I'll have to apologize to both sides of my family. Man. Like, anyway. Well, hey. Christmas is here, and
Christmas
let's make
time
the
is
best
here.
of it, huh?
Happiness and cheer.
So if you are watching and you're listening, Merry Christmas,
Knock it off, Blake.
Happy New Year, and we will see you next time right here on the Every Dad Podcast.
See you in 2020.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.